Hello, and welcome back to more Tsukihime. We have a date with Ark. Let's do it. Let me put on these. I got plenty of water. Let us go. Today, all day, what are you saying? I have school. Pshaw. Hey, you even said you were sure. Are you choosing school over me, Shiki? She's got me there. I can't be helped. I'll go with Arcueid. Now I'm gonna try to follow the advice from the Seo Senpai dojo thing. I glance at the clock. It's already past 9. I'd be late even if I went to school now, and to be honest, going with Arcueid is more fun than going to school. Duh. Alright, I'll spend the day with you. But if we go into the city during the day, I don't think there'll be any dead around? I don't care about that. I just wanted to walk around, so even if it is daytime, it doesn't matter. What, aren't we making up for last night and going to look for vampires? Yes, of course we'll look tonight. But to have you help me all day and night would be hard, so during the day I thought we could relax. I think that'd be more fun too. But just the two of us walking around, that's like what they call a date in the real world. Maybe you can't say that with a vampire like Arcueid, but I suppose she's telling me to take her out for some fun. For me, I need to get ready mentally and... What's wrong, Shiki? Your face, it's turning red. I cover my face with my hands and look away. Certainly, it's been just the two of us many times before. But those were emergency situations, and it was more like a pact of cooperation than anything between a man and a woman. That's why, no matter how pretty I thought she was, I tried not to notice it. But if, without any danger, without any purpose, if the two of us just walk around, I might notice something I never noticed before, and it makes me hesitate. Oh yeah! Shiki? Hey, are you going to school after all? No way. I said I'd do it, so I will. I don't know what you're thinking, but walking around shouldn't be a problem. Then it's decided. Then let's go. Yay, she walks toward the window she snuck in earlier. Wait a minute, I'm going to change, so can you just look outside for a while? What, did you call me? Oh, yes, no. Just go outside, I'll be there soon. Okay, I'll wait outside. I've waited this long, so don't make me wait any longer, Shiki. She jumps out the window with the lightness of a cat, always with the cat. I hear the rustling of the trees outside. She didn't jump to the ground, but along the tree branches. With a body like that, it should have been easy getting in here undetected. This isn't the time to be impressed. I too have to sneak out without Hisui noticing. Just jump off like Emiya did, you'll be fine. Probably. No. I change into some normal clothes. Cracking open the door slightly, I look around to make sure no one's in the hallway and tiptoe outside. Or you know, you could do that. Luckily, no one saw me as I made my way out. Arcueid is looking the other way as she mumbles to herself. Thanks for waiting. Come on, let's go, Arcueid. That is a big pro tip. It is better to thank someone for enduring an inconvenience than being sorry about it. So thank you for waiting instead of like sorry for making you wait. Like expressing gratitude, making them feel good for having waited for you. It's like it's a cool psychology I like using. If we stick around here, Kawaku-san will find us. Eh? Yeah, we should go. Completely different from before, her words seem very empty. What is it? This isn't like you at all. Did something happen again just now? No, nothing really. It's never nothing. I said the again part strong, but her words are still hollow. It seems like she's planning something. I feel kind of scared. Are you feeling sick because it's daytime? There's no need to force yourself to go out. If it's hard for you, we can stop. I feel fine right now. But seeing this wall reminded me of last night. About last night, you mean while you waited for me at the park? Yes, Arcueid nods meekly. Okay. I dashed here with all my strength and snuck into your room, but it seems strange when I think about it now. Why was I so angry back then? It was just a little promise. Saying she doesn't get it, Arcueid crosses her arms in thought. I wonder why I did upset you, Arcueid. Maybe it's feelings. Ah, that's right. Maybe you get it, Shiki? You always tell me I'm so stupid, so maybe you can understand? Oh, come on. Hey, If she doesn't understand herself, then how does she expect me to? There's no way I understand if I have to respond. Huh. To indulge the selfish... I'm remembering the CL Senpai corner thing. Indulge a vampire's selfishness. I'll just go with that because of that. Aren't you just easily angered? You're a pretty selfish person at heart, after all. I clearly voiced my thoughts on the matter. Really? Now that you mention it, you could be right. It seems like I've become really emotional since you killed me. Yeah, exactly. Archimedes nods in a satisfied manner. Well, whether that was the truth or not, the problem is resolved as long as Archimedes is convinced. Does that clear it up? Then let's go. Archimedes, do you have anywhere in mind? I don't know, so I'll let you decide. Just take me wherever? So she told me we're going somewhere and now it's this? Oh well, I'm not sure what kind of place she likes, but I'll take her to a good hangout place. There you go. Ah, the troubles with dating. Well then. Well, for the usual, take her to the movie theater. Okay, movie theater. Bad place for a date. You can't talk. You're just sitting there. It's better like you go there after you eat, or maybe you go to eat after going there, or it has to be like with another activity. Granted, movie theaters can be expensive in themselves. Don't buy the snacks there, but not a good place for a date. As a back alley, I don't really know, so let's go to the park for now. Well, these options kind of suck. The middle one's funny, but I don't know. Let's go to the park. I don't know. I honestly don't know. The usual might be fun, just because maybe Ark has never seen a movie. That could be really cute. Yeah, this is Ark, so that would be special for her. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much she's experienced. The middle one's so funny, but let's go to the theater. Why not? Again, terrible place for a date, but it's Ark. It's gonna be good. For the time being, the movie theater is always a safe bet. As long as the movie you choose is good, it can't be boring. This place is always pretty lively, although I don't know what's here. Archimedes walks right next to me. On the way, actually even now, everyone around us keeps casting glances our way. It doesn't need to be said, but it's probably because Archimedes really stands out. I'm aware of it a little, but everyone else's reactions make me even more conscious of it, and it's a bit troubling. Archimedes acts just like she normally does, but since I can't help but be overwhelmed by her femininity, I can't seem to make any meaningful conversation. Good job, Shiki. I'm sure she doesn't mind. Hey, do you hear me, Shiki? I'm asking you where we're going. Well, most couples here usually go to the movie theater. I point to the movie theater in front of us. Movie theater? So watching a movie then. Princess does not seem to be pleased. Ah, fuck, I should have gone with my instincts. But after coming this far, I don't have a choice. It's not like I have any clue what would please a vampire girl in the first place. I think the park would have been nice. A park actually is a good place for a date. I just don't like the way Shiki phrased it, like, I don't know, I guess the park. Because I've gone this far, I just have to prepare myself for her to say boring. Just go in. If you're dissatisfied, we can always split up here. I'm not really dissatisfied. Giving a sigh, Archimedes follows me. Okay, I don't feel good about this now. I was like, maybe Ark will like it, because it's Ark, I don't know. Shit. She slumps her shoulders as if to say, you good for nothing guy. I'm going to go buy tickets, but what do you want to see? Let's see, there's a romance and a romance and a romance. This theater kind of stinks. Okay, yeah, that kind of sucks. To be honest, I want to go back too. Any one of them is fine. They really all look the same. Yeah, then let's just buy one. I get in the shortest line and buy 2 tickets. Here you go. Just show this ticket when we go in. They'll take half of the ticket, but that's how it's supposed to be, so don't get angry. I know that much. You really think I don't know anything, Shiki? I guess that's my bad, too. No, that's not it. I just thought maybe you didn't know much about human society. I have some knowledge of it stored away. I know at least about a movie theater. Giving a small humph, she turns her face away and walks towards the theater. It was a mistake. I knew taking a vampire to a movie theater would be too dull. Welp. We exit the theater. We watched a romance. It wasn't exactly boring, but not terribly interesting either. I think I'm gonna see this through, and I might reload, actually, depending. We'll see. Because, I don't know, I want this to be a good date, so I might reload here. But we'll see. We watched a romance. It wasn't exactly boring, but not terribly interesting either. It was a typical French movie. It focused less on breathtaking scenes and concentrated more on creating a calm atmosphere. Is that typical of French movies? I don't know. As we leave the theater, Arcuita walks with me wordlessly. An uncomfortable silence. Maybe she would have been happier if it was an action flick or a horror movie. Hey, Arcuita. Yeah, it was really fun, Shiki. What? Fun, Arcuita? Man, hearing about it and seeing it were two entirely different things. Okay, so she's never actually seen one. There you go. This is what I was hoping for. Even though I knew some background information about what a movie theater was, my imagination fell short of reality. Arcuita gives a happy, heartfelt smile. Alright, there you go. The darkness was really nice, and even though the sounds were loud, they weren't noisy. And having you next to me was also fun. And more than that, the subject matter was really good. I was surprised it would go so far to make up a story. It's so detailed, my imagination was nothing like that. I was really moved. Ah, is that so? Huh? You look like you don't agree. Was it boring? No, not really boring, just ordinary. There's way more interesting things than that. No way. That was really good, you know? Well, I guess movie experts like that kind of movie, but there's a ton of better ones. They're not out right now, but there are epics out there many times better than that. Like Heaven's Feel. To be blunt, what we just saw was pretty low quality. I'm surprised. It's so easy to read your expressions, Arcuita. Not just surprised, but amazed. That Arcuita, she looks so not into it, so I thought she was going to complain, but now she looks like an excited kid. Alright, so my hope there paid off, thankfully. Too bad. If it was earlier, we could have seen a better movie. If I knew you would have liked it, I would have taken you. It's not so she thanks me, but I genuinely do want to make her happy. I don't know, Shiki, she seems happy about this. Maybe don't say, no, that sucked, Arc. I don't know why you like that. Oh, I see. I guess we don't have much luck. Arcuita slumps her shoulders in disappointment. Damn it! Yeah, we just keep missing the opportunities. I slump my shoulders in disappointment too. Yeah, really. It really would have been nice to see her happy, smiling face a little longer. I mean, you could have if you didn't say that. Oh, Shiki. It's now past 2, so to ease my hunger, I take us to a fast food restaurant. I don't even know if she eats this kind of food, but after Arcuita stares long and hard at the menu, she ends up ordering the same thing I did. Okay. I sit down across from her. After Arcuita looks around quickly, she pops a french fry in her mouth like she's done it before many times. Wow, you seem pretty used to it. I thought maybe it was your first time. Yeah, this is the first time I've done it. I've known about places like these, but it was only from information sources. This information, I see. You watch the news, so I guess you read magazines too. Okay, so this is even better. They didn't just go to the movie theater, now they've come to eat food. That's how you do it. Opportunities to talk. Get closer. Not quite like that. I need knowledge to fit in with the times, right? So when I wake up, I study the information of that time and then go into action. When you wake up, well, it's usually over in a few days, so it usually ends up being useless. He says things that are hard to understand like this from time to time. Why does it end up useless? Because I go to sleep right away. I don't know how many years later I wake up the next time, so I can't use much of what I remember. After it is over, all I do is sleep. Really? But maybe I've been missing out. I only knew the world through those sources. I knew about how people would gather like this, but I never experienced it. I see, but isn't knowing just enough? No? Just now you ordered some food like it was perfectly natural. Of course, I studied so I can act that way. But that's all. Experience is far greater than theory, indeed. Even if I know about zillions of things, it's useless if I've never done them. Arcuita sighs. Is that so? I think some people say theory makes up for a lack of experience. It's something those who only know theory say. Damn. I used to think that way until just recently. Oh? Arcuita's expression starts to cloud. For some unknown reason, I don't like seeing her face like that. Is that so? I think there's just those for whom theory can make up for lack of experience, and those for whom experience trumps theory. There's a lot of people out there in the world, so not everyone is the same. I mean, I think where theory trumps experience is that where you can view the experiences of other people and learn from their mistakes, and then just don't make those mistakes. Like, you don't have to fuck up like they did to not make those mistakes, right? So that's where like theory comes in handy. But I think experience is very, very valuable, of course. Balance, basically. Nuance. Wow, you got really deep and serious, Shiki. Hey now, Arcuade-san. You're the one who started being all serious. I was just going along. Don't kill the conversation like that. Since you're telling me all that stuff about yourself. Yeah, I know. You always listen to me when I want to talk. You always yell at me, but you listen to me when it's serious. Ahaha, Arcuade laughs brightly. That's what she thinks anyway. But I think such a genuine smile suits her best. I agree. That is such a good sprite. Oh, she's so cute. I was thinking about what you said earlier. I really am narrow-minded. I can't really see anything else after I make up my mind. Not needing anyone but myself. I'm the only one who is right. I can only think in those terms. That's right. There are a lot of hearts out there, so there's a lot of people that can do easily what I can't. She somehow seems very gentle as she contemplates. Huh. But even if I contemplate it, my personality won't change. I like this me the best, and I believe it is the correct way. She smiles as she says those courageous words. Just because you're correct. No, just kidding. Then she looks around like before and takes a bite of her hamburger. Chomp. Chomp. As if to erase any image of her being a vampire, Arcuade chows down on her junk food. How come? It seems impossible to look elegant while eating a hamburger, but Arcuade makes it look beautiful. What? Staring at me like that? Is this not how you eat it? Arcuade hurriedly puts her hamburger back on her tray. She then wipes her mouth with a paper napkin. But even that simple action seems so elegant. No, it's right. It's right, but it's strange. In your case, it doesn't suit you, so don't do it. Wait, what? I don't even know why I say that as I chomp on my hamburger like a hamburger should be eaten. What do you mean it doesn't suit me? It's an image problem. That small mouth of yours isn't fit to eat fast food. Wait, what? Fries aren't a problem, so you can have my share. I put my french fries on her tray. I really don't know what I'm doing at all. I don't want them. I don't feel like eating just those. After saying that, she brings the hamburger to her mouth once more. She might be worried about my stare as she eats it more normally. Well, I can live with that. The hamburger eating vampire? All living things need nutrition to live, so they eat. Before Arcuade declares she doesn't drink blood. So in order to gain that nutrition, does she eat food just like us normal humans? So a big thing about Shiki and Arc is that Shiki, he has like a hard time understanding Arc, and I just as a vampire and how she can relate to humans and what she does and doesn't know about humans. So he's kind of going in that process where he's like learning that. But it's kind of both, like, you know, showing Arcuade more about humans and Arcuade showing Shiki more about vampires. And I guess the differences and also the similarities, you know, Arc isn't so far gone as a vampire to not, you know, acclimate and, you know, be who she is. It doesn't really matter, right, that she's a vampire. But hey, Arcuade. What, you meanie? No, I wasn't going to criticize you. I just had a question, if that's okay. Sure, what is it? You're a vampire, right? And I was wondering maybe if food for you was only blood. I mean, that's a fair question. Like, does this food even do anything for her? Her eyes widen. I knew it. It was a rude question. See, even Arcuade's facial expression is getting angry. Or not. Hey, Shiki, normally I don't eat food. Certainly, eating like this allows me to move on my own, but it's more of a mental thing. Okay, got it. For me to eat, in other words, taking in nutrition is a different process than the one you have. I do have an appetite, but maybe it's more akin to lust. If I don't eat, I get irritated, but since I don't put much priority on it, inversion impulses rarely happen. That's funny. And also, as far as like the bloodlust that she goes into sometimes, yeah, that rarely happens with her. It does still happen. But the phrase inversion impulse, I thought that was like a thing that was used contextually for specifically the Tono like condition, like their kind of bloodline trait. but it seems to just be like to refer to that bloodlust in general. She easily denies the blood as food theory. Yeah, that's what it is. She really seems to be okay with not drinking blood. Because yeah, it's like, yeah, she doesn't put priority on it, and it's more like a lust thing and learning more about art and vampires. She easily denies the blood as food theory. She really seems to be okay with not drinking blood. I see. That's good. Arcueat isn't someone that kills humans to feed. Okay, so yeah. And that's the thing on Shiki's mind too. It really is a good thing. Jeez, if Arcueat just said from the beginning, I'm a vampire that doesn't suck human blood, then I would have agreed to help her from the start. Hey, wait a minute. You don't call that a vampire? You don't call that a vampire. You do. Even you can't resist eating for one day, right? For those vampires who are true ancestors, like me, the highest class of food, the thing that can satisfy our desires the most is blood. So in order to live and fulfill our desires, we can substitute blood with other things. Okay, that makes sense now. Such as? But when it comes to the dead apostles, vampires that were originally human, it is a different matter. In order to maintain their existence, they need the blood of others. So that's the difference there. In other words, the best way to satisfy your hunger is blood? But you said you hated drinking blood. So just like people who don't like certain food, you hate the taste of blood? I take a guess at a satisfactory simplification for the long explanation she gave. However, it seems like I was a little off. I don't know. I don't know what blood tastes like. Huh? I told you I'm not a full vampire. Not knowing the taste of blood, I still don't know that. All I know is to drink human blood is to refuse to recognize them as people. She looks away, not even trying to look at me. Hey Shiki, what if birds or fish had the same amount of intelligence and lifespan as you did? Could you eat them? Could you justify it to yourself by saying no matter how much intelligence they have, they are still food? And then eat them? No, that's... Could I eat them? I don't know. I don't know, but first off, I'd try and eat other food, things that didn't have intelligence. See? Just like that. That's why I hate the thought of drinking blood. Well, maybe there are likes and dislikes, as you said, too. If I could, I'd like to avoid the sight of blood. But yes, but if humans didn't have the same worth, intelligence, or values than I did, then maybe I would drink blood. Isn't providence of nature taking the lives of other things to protect your own? Right? Arcueat asks me for agreement. But that, even if Arcueat says it, I can only deny it. I don't want to agree to that. Certainly that may be true, but in the first place, humans are like you. But let's just cut short this kind of conversation. I don't like talking about what-ifs. Really? I like what-ifs. Not knowing how things will turn out, yet still having hope at least for that moment. What if? Then what if she drank blood like other vampires? Would we be talking like this? What's wrong, Shiki? Your face got dark all of a sudden. Do you have to go to the bathroom? Hey, come up with that when someone is thinking seriously? I sigh. Even though I'm seriously thinking about it, Arcueat doesn't seem to think much about drinking blood. Yeah, it doesn't concern me. Oh, yeah, it doesn't concern me. Geez, just mumbling to yourself like that. Trying to hide something isn't manly, Shiki. Arcueat looks like an angry cat again. I'm not really hiding anything. Besides, you're the one with all the secrets. You're just having fun saying things I can't understand. Having fun? I'm not trying to do that. I don't know where her bad mood went, but she suddenly calms down. She looks like she's uneasy with me nailing it on the head. Really? You really were having fun seeing me stumped like earlier? Do you like teasing, or is it secrecy? We are two different kinds of life forms, so I don't care. That's not it. I was just trying to answer you. Probably looks like I'm hiding a lot of things because you never ask. So whatever I ask, you'll tell me? Yes. We are a team after all. Alright. And as she wishes, I shall ask questions to clear things up. Here we go. Oh. And her 3 sizes? Wait, what? Hold up. Alright, first of all, that third choice That better be a bad end. That's just, oh man. I mean, it's cute. I like hobbies, history, and her three sizes. Tell her about last night, I guess, to explain what happened. That would be considerate because we haven't been able to do that yet. And that's probably the right choice, quote unquote. Second, hear the details about Arcueid's enemy. I mean, any details we'd learn about Roa at this point would probably be underwhelming compared to what I already know, but it still might tell us more just because it would be more fundamental from Arcueid's point of view. And we'd probably also be able to see the nuances of her reactions to, of course, we know the reason Roa became a vampire was because of Arc over 800 years ago. But, yeah. Number 3 is tempting, dude. I'll be honest. It's so silly. It's tempting. You know what? I'm gonna have fun. I've been doing things right for so long. Let me have some fun. I probably won't ever get a chance to talk with Arcueid in a fast food restaurant in the middle of the day like this again, so I'll ask not about vampires, but something more ordinary. I feel like she'd appreciate that more anyway. Then I'll ask you, Arcueid, could you tell me a little bit about your interests, your past, and your three sizes? You want to know about that? You sure ask strange things, Shiki. It's not strange. I don't know anything about you, so it's natural to want to know about. I like how he just slipped in the three sizes at the end. I don't know if she's like... Maybe she's just fine with it. I feel the same way, perhaps. In that case, I don't mind. But interests in the past, I don't have any of those. I've also never measured myself, so I can't tell you my three sizes. I never recorded my age or my height like you guys do. What do you mean? You've never even wondered about yourself? I do remember learning in the CL rap that Arc didn't know who she was at first. Like, she was tricked by Roa. Like, she didn't know she was a true ancestor. I remember. So she really doesn't know about herself, like, much at all. No, it's not like that, but it wasn't anything I ever had as a priority. All I need is the ability to hunt dead apostles, vampires. That's like that's always just been her purpose. But still, there were things that happened before you came to the city, right? I want to hear about those kinds of things. Before I came here, that would probably be about 8 years ago then. At that time, I wasn't in this country, but in some other country hunting a vampire. Oh, I know. A vampire made its lair in a small French countryside village that became a ghost town. After 2 days, I found the enemy and dealt with the female dead apostle controlling the town. Oh boy. Yes, you did. As if remembering something horrible, Arcueid closes her eyes and cuts off. 8 years ago. And up until now, what were you doing, Arcueid? What was I doing? I just went back to my castle and slept. My duty is to hunt dead apostles. I have no other meaning for existence, so until other dead apostles stands out, there's nothing to do but continue sleeping, right? What? Continue sleeping? Does she mean literally? No, in the first place. Wait a minute. A castle? You mean that castle? I'd have trouble believing it, but don't tell me your place is like that Cinderella's castle. Wait, what? Cinderella's castle? Arcueid tilts her head like she doesn't get it. No, that's not a really appropriate expression. I mean, you're a, princess? A moon princess? Yes, it seems that way. A long time ago, I was told not to cut my hair and scolded to act more like royalty. Ah. There's the change in hair. Loss of power. Yeah. Speechless. Come to think of it, that Nero guy always called her princess. But still, a royal princess. I still look a glance at Arcueid. She's beautiful enough to take your breath away, but such a rambunctious person, a princess? She's not quite what comes to mind when I think of a princess. Well, at least you are as selfish as a princess. I give a deep sigh. Hey now, I only said it because you asked, so don't respond like that. Her Royal Highness glares at me. Arcueid doesn't seem to think of herself as a princess either, so I think it's just best to forget about this. Still angry, Arcueid resumes eating her hamburger. After she's finished and calmed down, we decide to go somewhere else. After eating, we do some window shopping on the main street and end up heading towards my school for some reason. The sun starts to set. Actually, it's because Arcuite suddenly exclaims, "Let's go to the school you're attending," and I couldn't tell her no. Oh boy. I've told you before, but we can't go inside. I've skipped school today after all, and you're an outsider. I know. I won't cause you any trouble, so just relax. Arcuite appears at the school from the gate. Huh? Arcuite tilts her head. What's wrong? Did something happen? Hold up, I'm gonna sit more comfortably. I look at the school grounds from behind her. Huh? This time I'm the one tilting my head. There's no sign of anyone on the school grounds. It's not even quite 6 o'clock yet. At this time, there should be a lot of athletic clubs still practicing. Shiki, it seems there's no one here. I'm not sure why, but there really is no one here. I don't see anyone in the building either. Shiki, there's no one inside, you know. Arcuite stares upward at me. Somehow, I'm pretty sure I know what she's trying to say. No way. I refuse her bluntly. She doesn't listen to me. If there's no one there, then I can't get in trouble for going in. We came at a great time, didn't we? I told you I don't want to. Wow, it's bigger than she's already gone. Bigger than I thought inside. The school building is also really huge. It seems well suited for its task. That's strange. Arcuite's voice isn't coming from right near me, but from inside the school grounds. Of course. Shiki, this door won't open, so is it okay if I break it down? What blurring speed! Arcuite is already right next to a glass door with her arm crooked to break it. Why don't you listen to what people are saying? With all my strength, I dash towards the glass to prevent it from being broken by a big idiot. Ah, you came over. He gives a smile as if she was enjoying this. Just that :D smile. Is going to my high school this much fun? There's a lot of other better places I can take you, so let's just get out of here. I don't think so. The place you always come to, it seems pretty fun. Arcuite gives a mischievous laugh and smiles devilishly. Shiki, I want to go inside here. Can you kill the lock on this? Kill it? Wouldn't it be less messy than if I did it? The way you slice something apart doesn't leave any cross sections that look like the action of a blade. If someone finds it later on, it'll just look like it fell apart on its own. Come on, come on. He points to the glass window by the hallway. Sheesh, you're acting like a kid. I half lower my glasses. Now then, a window with a line at the crescent lock would be... Crap, there conveniently is one. Taking my knife out of my pocket, I cut down the lock. No, not cut down. More like killing it. Bye-bye. Just Shiki casually using his eyes. When he shouldn't use them on things that aren't living. All set. Let's go in here. Lifting open the glass window, we enter the school building. I knew it. Arcuite declares she wants me to guide her to my classroom first. Hey Shiki, what do you study here? What? Normal school stuff. History and a lot of deep studies into the culture of my country. And to know about how things work, we study physics and math. And we might go overseas one day, so we study English too. Oh really? Taking you into account, I thought you were studying things like the best way to slice up people or how to use various blades. I mean, he says something pretty funny. Arcuite, you're saying that even though you already know what kind of place this is, right? Good job. She starts to clap. You made it funny. It's always hard to understand what she's thinking, but today takes the cake. Dragging me here, just what the heck is she planning? Shiki, what is it? Suddenly looking serious like that. You really did have a reason for bringing me here, didn't you? No, there wasn't any reason. I just wanted to hear about this kind of place. This kind of place? About school? Yeah, you spend about half your day here, right? Is there a use for all the knowledge and experiences you gain here? Are you just wasting your time learning things unnecessary for you? Huh? Her question is the least understandable so far. For example, there's some skills you learn here that will never be used. Isn't that a waste? Well, maybe it is a waste. I learned math, but we only use the simplest of math in our daily lives. I learned about this country's history and English, but I don't know if I'll ever use it. Oh, so you realize it then. But then why do you do such pointless things? Your time is so short, you don't have time to waste. No time to waste. But we don't have a specific goal, so we live pointlessly like this until we do. It's all about purpose. I can't believe it. Even though you know it's pointless, you make it something you live for. Yeah, I really can't believe it. Her voice is terribly hushed. I don't know why, of course. Something to live for, huh? That may be true. But are useless things that bad? I like this talk. Isn't it alright to do extra things? Even if I use what I learn only here, it still becomes a reminder of my days here. Some years later, there will be a time when I'll just think. And I'll remember back and say, yeah, that's how it was back then. Give a bitter smile. So there's meaning in it. I don't get it. Those memories themselves are pointless, but you're saying there's fun in remembering them, Shiki? Yeah, that's okay. People are designed not to remember painful things. But in the first place, the lives of humans are full of pointless things. To think of it, isn't life itself pointless? So I don't think about it too deeply. I think it's best to just fool yourself and live like you don't realize there's no meaning to life. You know it's pointless yet you do it. I really don't get it. I can't do anything pointless. Even now I haven't done anything that I didn't need to do. Really? What are you saying? Wasn't this whole day full? I was about to say, wasn't this whole day full of pointlessness? Isn't your purpose hunting vampires? Then there's really no need for you to go walking around with me. That's true. I don't understand that either. I wanted to ask you because you don't seem to do anything but pointless things, but now I'm totally confused. Basically, Ark doesn't understand her feelings, which makes sense. I mean, I agree, man. Like, it's pretty much life is what you make it. I mean, not to speak in idioms, but you just live and you live for the good times. Maybe you find some grand purpose. Maybe you just live for those you care about. Maybe you just live for whatever reason, man. You just keep going. Hey, yes. Sorry, I'm only a completely pointless person. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. Arcueid feels like she doesn't have a purpose besides hunting vampires. So without that, like if she stops doing that, or if I don't know, it's an interesting conversation to have with Ark specifically. I'm sorry. I understand what you're trying to say, Shiki. Humans are a collective, so their worth isn't determined by the individual, by the whole group. Even if an individual is mistaken, if the group is correct, then it is forgiven. But as for us, we are solitary creatures, so we can't allow ourselves to be mistaken. We can't allow our wills to be influenced by anyone else. So that's why I was always taught never to do extra things, and there you go, that's the difference. Quietly. She talks as if she was in a confessional. But now I don't know anymore. For just a brief time, really only 7 days, I started to wonder if I really was right. Because it was so fun. Doing this, living like this, I never thought until now how happy it could make me. This is great, man. Arcueid? Maybe I broke down. I've never been awake for this long until now. Maybe I'm already fast asleep dreaming about all this. Wow. With empty eyes, Arcueid whispers those words. What? I can't speak. Her image flutters like a projected hologram. Broken? What do you mean? You look pretty normal to me. Maybe on the outside, but I'm different on the inside. Happiness and pain, all of these extra feelings are becoming greater. I can't ignore things that I used to be able to in the past. So I'm broken, right? And also, I'm not normal. I'm different from you, Shiki. I'm a vampire. Saying that, she seems to laugh, really faintly, as if hiding in the red of the setting sun. That's strange. It's just weird. The dusk classroom. Bathed in the red sun, a vulnerable looking girl. This scene, that's not like you at all. Yeah, it's not like her at all. You're a vampire, so don't look so vulnerable, like you were some ordinary girl. Things you can't ignore, having to do pointless things if it's not causing trouble to anyone. Isn't it alright just to let it all go? Oh man. I said not to think about yourself too seriously. I don't know what you're thinking about, but I don't see a problem. You're not causing trouble to anyone. You deserve to be happy, Ark. Really? But you always yell at me, is that different? I'm an exception. I have the sin of killing you, so dealing with you is just karma. It's okay, I'm doing it because I want to. So please don't think about the trouble you're causing me. Akui's expression clouds over. If she makes that kind of a face, it's a little troubling. She looks so weak, I want to embrace her. Please, Akui, get it straight now. It's true that you're selfish, you don't listen to other people, and you're full of problems. But other than that, you're pretty normal. You're not broken, you're just like a normal girl. So smile. If you keep making that expression, it'll make me feel bad. Yeah. That's pretty mean. Am I really that selfish? Akui looks at me suddenly as if studying my expression. I'm taken aback a little. It seems this princess didn't realize she was selfish. Hahaha. What are you saying? If you take every bit of selfishness out of you, there'd be nothing left but bones. Just bones. What I'm saying doesn't quite make sense, but it seemed very funny. Because even in my wildest dreams, I never imagined I would see Akui embarrassed over herself. Appropriate reaction, Ark. Oh, she got mad. Shiki, you jerk. I was seriously discussing matters and you act so heartlessly. Like I said, didn't I say I was nice to everyone but you? So being mean to you now isn't anything new. I think Inui would take issue with you saying that. Stifling my laughter, I look back at her. The cloud hanging over her head has dispersed and she has a genuine expression on her face, which is much more like her. But you know, I guess it's better for you to be lively. I'm a little relieved. Eh? Why are you relieved? Aren't you supposed to be heartless towards me? Yeah, that's right. I tilt my head questioningly. That's strange. I don't even know why myself. Before, I just didn't want to see her looking depressed and I wanted to protect her. That's ridiculous. Without a doubt, she is pretty and I know she's a good person, so yeah. Not only is Ark not really understanding her feelings for Shiki and like the happiness that's made her realize, and also the pain that she's been able to ignore before, you know, made those come bubbling to the surface for her. Also, Shiki is having trouble, you know, denying the fact that he likes Ark. Like beyond just wanting to protect her or paying back some kind of karma for killing her. Yeah, this is nice. Without a doubt, she is pretty and I know she's a good person. Also, it isn't boring to be with her. But no way can such a ridiculous thing be happening. Get a hold of yourself, Shiki. She's a vampire. So what? That's pretty vague. Are you saying you don't understand yourself? Be quiet. It's alright if I don't understand myself. I've always been aware of how strange I am from the beginning. That's why my memories are always vague. Oh, I see. That's why you're always spaced out, Shiki. Akui nods to herself as if deeply understanding the matter. Yeah, speaking of vague memories, having her take my excuse so seriously makes me wonder if maybe it really is true. Well then, we can't stay in this classroom forever. That was great, man. Oh man, it's so cool seeing them both like slowly realize their feelings and, you know, be honest, specifically Ark, especially about the way she's been feeling and not understanding it, and you know, her perspective about having a specific purpose versus living pointlessly like she sees humans do, like being in school, learning things that they're not really going to use in their lives. Because, you know, humans, we have a limited time to live, so she sees that, isn't that just wasting time? Well, Shiki's like, well, it is pointless in that sense, but because of the good times you have, the experiences you have in school or wherever, whatever it is, remember those later on in your life and you can look back and be like, yeah, I went through that, or I met this person and I had that good time. And that's really what life is, just the experiences we create for each other, the bonds we make with other people. Like, yeah, it's not some grand purpose. It's not like most of us aren't gonna have some grand amazing purpose, but what even does that mean, right? It's at the end of the day, it's just about what we make of it and who we meet and those memories, man. So hell yeah, dude. We should hurry up and leave before we're found by teachers left in school. Come on, let's head out. There's nothing else to do here, right? Yeah, nothing else, but Shiki? I throw her a questioning glance. She seems to be pondering her words and then asks me a strange question. Shiki, do you enjoy things? Are you sick today or something? Don't make fun of me. I know a little bit about your body. Even you know it, right? That it isn't strange for you to die at any moment. What? Thump. The scar on my chest almost feels like it's squirming. He can die at any moment? Well, humans die eventually. Oh, right, okay. But in your case, death will come quicker than for other people. Her eyes are serious. But everyone has lines of death on them, so there are many places where they can die easily. It's not like I'm the only one who's very close to death. Answer me. Do you ever have moments where you enjoy yourself even though you have such an unstable hold on life? You really are stupid. There's no way I can know that. Huh. There's one thing clear to me. I almost died 8 years ago, and for a short while, probably when I was getting surgery at the hospital, I felt like I was in a dark place. Maybe it was a dream. Just at that time, I truly felt like I died, like that place was truly death. I was extremely happy after my miraculous recovery. Then I met Sensei and was able to return to a normal life. Never realized it until I died once. But the world is so peaceful and such a fun place to be. They say pleasure can't be found in this life, but I think for humans, just living is good enough. That's why I can continue living like this even knowing that it's all pointless. I like that. That's why, if someone asks me if I'm enjoying life, unless it's something really unforgivable, I can't help but answer that I am. No matter how much despair it is, I'm satisfied with just existing. It's something more certain than the nothingness of death. This is a thin line between nihilism and where Shiki is right now. No one had to teach me that, but I still know that. Just being allowed to be here really is a wonderful thing. Yeah, this is the other side of nihilism where it's better to be. Like, yeah, it's pointless. Yeah, I might really not have a purpose, but I'm alive. That's enough. I have these things I enjoy, these people I know, and experiences to be had. That's it. Isn't living enjoyable enough? Everything up until now was fun, so I can feel like living. Well, I guess this is how I can answer your question. I can't really say anything too profound. I've only been alive for 17 years. I see, so that is how your heart is. Just doing that is fun enough? That's true, even though you know it's something extra, you can't give it up because you enjoy it. I was scared of that and asked, but perhaps that might be a good answer. What, are you still thinking about that thing from before? Yes, but for now the hard feelings have faded. Can't stray off course until this vampire is defeated. Until then, we will fight together. Right? She says, smiling. Until this vampire is defeated, huh? That's right. That was the relationship between us. Because today was just so normal, I completely forgot about that most important fundamental fact. Hey, Argui. Just without thinking, when this is all over, when we're done defeating this vampire, before we part, can't we do something like this just once more? Those words really come out of my mouth naturally. Eh? What do you mean? I'm saying after your task is finished, let's do these pointless things one more time. In the end, we're here together because we agreed to help each other. So, I really was wondering what would happen if we were to meet again without any responsibilities, if we just met for no particular reason. That's not true. Just as friends and not thinking about her being a vampire at all. I just thought it would make Argui happy if we created some normal memories like that. If you're too busy, then it's okay. I only thought of it just now anyway. But that's really the opposite of how I feel. After her eyes widen in surprise, she nods. Okay. When everything's over, let's come here again, Shiki. It won't have any meaning, but I'm sure it will be really, really fun. In the classroom bathed by the sunset, Argui smiles and makes a promise with me. Oh my god. Somewhere in an alternate universe, Ufotable has made a Tsukihime anime, and it's beautiful. And there's a scene where Argui is here, bathed in this sunset in the classroom, and it's amazing. Somewhere That happened. Yes, a promise. In the end, when we go outside, the sun is already set. It's just past 7:30. A little early, but since we don't have anything else to do, we should start searching for the vampire. Well then, shall we begin, Arcueid? I turn around to face Arcueid, who is walking behind me. What, already? Didn't the sun just set? Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt to start earlier. We've played around long enough today, so we should be serious at night, right? Arcueid, let's stick to our decisions. Shiki, you're strangely serious. If you're this serious, then why did you break our promise yesterday? Hey, I couldn't help that. I couldn't even move. I really did intend to go before. Yeah, if Akiya didn't stop me, I probably would have gone ahead to the park in my condition. I see. And he did. Then let's do that. With a slightly empty expression, Arcueid says something I don't understand. Huh. Okay, so, yeah, I'm glad Shiki got to say that anyway. I know that was one of the choices earlier to, like, tell her about what happened last night, so... Cool, we got to mention it. Do what? You intended to go to the park, right, Shiki? We still have time, so if you couldn't get it done yesterday, then isn't it okay if we do it now? He starts to run lightly. He really seems to be serious about going to the park. Hey, wait. Hey! I run with all my strength so I don't lose sight of her. See, even though you were complaining, you still kept up, Shiki. Hahaha. Arcueid laughs. Idiot, if I left you alone, you'd bother someone else. I desperately try to catch my breath after running the whole way. I knew there would be a lot of people here now. It's a bit unsettling since I can feel their presence everywhere. Like I said, why won't you ever listen to what I have to say? I hear your voice all the time. Oh, then you hear me, but you just ignore me. That's worse. I don't ignore you. If I answer whenever you scold me, you just call me an idiot, so I stay quiet. Oh, maybe I have a problem too? I still try to catch my breath. From my school to this park is roughly 6 kilometers. Even if it was a little jog, going that far is too much for a heart like mine. It's not that she was running all that quickly. Actually, she seemed to be running slowly. Probably because of the effects of my anemia, I don't feel too well. Are you okay, Shiki? You don't have to force yourself. Shouldn't you rest on that bench? I'll do that. Once I'm rested up, we'll go to the city again, Arcueid. Sheesh. I'm happy you're not motivated, but it's still too early. Oh, I'm happy you're motivated. I was like, what? Nero was like that too, but vampires don't move around unless it's their time. Since they won't move around until they sense deep night, it's okay to kill a little time here. If that's how it was, then she could have told me earlier. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock aimlessly. It's just past 9 o'clock. The people all around have gone away and the night deepens quickly. For some reason, Arcueid doesn't sit down but paces back and forth as if she was bored. Time is the only thing which passes by. A quiet night. It's completely different from 2 nights ago and there isn't a single cloud in the sky. The bright, pure moonlight illuminates the park and Arcueid. Moonlight. If it was as bright as this back then, maybe I could have seen the bandaged man's face. Wait a minute. Ah! I jump up from the bench. Shiki? What's wrong? Did you see the dead? Arcueid rushes towards me. No, that's not it. I forgot something really important. Oh yeah, you did not mention this. It really was careless of me. I was attacked, yet I completely forgot about it until now. Arcueid, I was attacked 2 nights ago by a strange person. Eh? A strange person? What kind? Well, that is... I calm down as I describe as clearly as I can what happened last night. Yeah, that's how it was. Finishing my explanation, I read Arcueid's expression. From when I started until now, her eyes remained sharp without any gentleness. So what is it, Arcueid? That bandaged man and that person wearing those robes like some priest, are they enemies of yours? Okay, so I remember this when I forced Shiki to come to the park before the bad end. Yes. Both of them are enemies. I don't know just who or what that bandaged man is, but that woman wearing those Catholic robes, I have an idea about. She narrows her eyes as if she was in a bad mood. No, she looks less like she was in a bad mood and more like she's irritated. I may know the person who helped you, Shiki. Man, if it's really her, she'll probably be able to find the enemy before me. She bites her lip vexedly. Wait a minute. I didn't say that person was a woman, though. No, there's no mistake. That woman is the only agent given authority to hunt heretics alone and who uses black keys that combine the cremation rite and the steel shell effect. Her irritability is almost like hostility. Even when she spoke about Nero, her voice was never saturated with emotion to this extent. Arguing. That person who helped me, is she a vampire? No, that's not it. That's right, I have yet to tell you about something else that's very important. I think I explained it before, but vampires like the one making his lair in this town turn humans into their minions and expand their territory. At the same time, they try their utmost to conceal their existence. Even though victims appear, they use various magical techniques to make things appear not out of the ordinary. You know why? Well, it's because humans aren't stupid. If they find out monsters like that exist where they live, they'd attack them. Even though humans are weak, they do have things like police, so they might be able to do something. Well, I guess that's true, but police are only a law enforcement group against humans. We don't consider them at all. But it's correct to say that vampires hide their presence for the sake of self-preservation. Shiki, there is a natural enemy of the vampires. A group of something like professional killers that now have the power balance in their favor. It's true for other transcendent species, but especially for vampires. It is fatal for them to reveal themselves. Even if a vampire made a secret kingdom in a village somewhere in the mountains away from all civilization, this natural enemy would definitely notice if victims kept increasing. You remember how fast they got to the island when Carrie's dad's research just went rampant after Shirley fucking used it on herself. They were there pretty fast, as was the Mage Association. Vampires exploit the humans in secret for no reason other than self-preservation. The vampires hide their dead victims' bodies not out of fear of human society finding out, but in fear of these natural enemies discovering them. Huh? A natural enemy of vampires? Yet another group of monsters I don't know about? For a normal guy like me, I just want all these unnatural things to stop appearing. Ako did say your eyes would attract weird things. What are you saying? The natural enemy is without a doubt you humans. Natural enemies, us. Yeah. Starting from a long time ago, humans used many kinds of magic, the occult, magical ceremonies to create an organization, and started to eliminate primates other than humans. The greatest of these is Christianity, the pride of the Vatican, the exorcists. The Catholic Church always viewed non-humans as impurities, but vampires are considered the most dangerous. There are many religious groups in the world, but the Catholic Church looks at vampires with more hostility than the rest. You know, it's almost an obsession. They are so insane, I don't even want to mess with them. Archibald lets out a sigh. The one who helped you was a member of an elite organization that hunts heretics. This group, the Burial Agency, is part of the church. They use their own strength rather than law to deal with contradictions to Christianity. These hidden exorcists are more like professional killers. Priests that go around exterminating vampires, huh? So fitting, I'm not really sure what to say. Then aren't they like us? If this Burial Agency is a group whose purpose is to hunt vampires too, can't we search together? They would never cooperate with Ark. That won't work. For them, it's enough that someone is a vampire. For them, non-human primates are just evil. Doesn't matter if they suck blood or not. This exorcist may have even just came here to seal me rather than fight the vampire who lives in this city. Sounding irritated, Arcuid starts to pace back and forth again. So that conversation that was actually, I think, a little different than the one that started off similarly when I made the wrong choice before, but that's cool. It might have been all the same, but I feel like a couple parts were different. Things have gotten quite complicated. Arcuid's enemy is sought after by both a vampire and a group that hunts vampires. What is this? Doesn't that mean she's all by herself? Thinking aloud, I watch Arcuid as she paces back and forth. Under the white moonlight, Arcuid appears to be dancing a solitary waltz. The hand of the clock ticks by. It's been 2 hours since we came here. Phew. I've started to settle down and there's nobody around now. The night starts to deepen. Arcuate, is it alright now? Yeah, it's alright. She agrees with me, but she doesn't really seem enthused yet. You've been acting strange since before, Arcuate. Is there something wrong? Not really. I was just concerned about that bandaged man you told me about. Arcuate sighs as she ponders to herself. Oh, that's right. Shiki, last night someone hit on me here. Oh. Huh? I'm saying some guy started to talk to me here. No, I heard you. I thought you said you were thinking about that bandaged man though. I was, that's why I remembered. Just like when you were attacked, someone started to talk to me. Oh. I see. Well, that's good. Just looking from the outside, you are a beautiful person, so if you were waiting around by yourself, it is entirely natural for a guy to talk to you. I think Shiki's missing the point. I give a serious response. Sometimes I'm a little too honest. You think so? I thought it was an enemy at first, but I remembered you saying something before about how I always stand out. So after studying him briefly, I saw he was just a human. Oh, okay, so I almost thought that maybe Roa sent one of the dead there to distract her so that he could take on Shiki by himself, but I know Roa is like, he doesn't really understand himself, his own obsession with Arcuate, so that confrontation is kind of inevitable, but alright, wait a minute. Don't tell me you did something to the guy trying to hit on you. No, I didn't do anything. I just talked with him a little bit and made him forget about it. But if I didn't remember what you said, I might have. I see. Good job, Arcuate. I guess even you can make distinctions. Of course. It would have to take someone like you to make me angry. He seems to say this with some amusement. Well, it's natural for someone to get mad if they were killed. I sigh as I glance around the park. A month ago. If those serial murders never started occurring, there would still be young couples around and the figures of students hanging out. But now the only ones talking here are me and Arcuate. I calmly think about my current situation. Since when did Tonoshiki step off onto the path of such a world? Ah. Hey, see. Arcuate suddenly calls out to me. What, did something happen? Yeah. See? Look at the clock. It's time. He points to the park's clock while giving a full smile. Looking, it's 10 o'clock now. The promised time. The promise backed only by words to meet here at 10 o'clock at night. Last night. The promised time I couldn't keep. My words get stuck in my throat. Why does such a trivial thing suddenly cause my chest to tighten? Why does such a trivial thing make her so happy? I really don't understand. I spent all day with her today, but it never felt like she was really a vampire. Let me ask you something. Stop it, Shiki. Yeah, what is it? Are you... Don't ask her that. Am I what? Really a vampire? What kind of answer are you hoping for? A vampire? What's with that all of a sudden, Shiki? It's not all of a sudden. I was just thinking. I look away. Huh? I can't tell if you're really stubborn or not. I don't really mind, but that's pretty insulting. Tell me why you're asking that. There's no reason. But at the same time, there's no real proof she's a vampire either. So, well, you said you don't even like to see blood. What kind of vampire is that? You even said you weren't a full vampire, but a vampire that doesn't suck blood isn't a vampire, is it? That's not it. Isn't it just that Tonoshiki deep inside wishes she wasn't a vampire? That's what it's sounding like. Shiki, stand up. Arcuate approaches the park bench. I stand up. Our eyes meet. We're about 2 meters apart. Arcuate gives a huge sigh and suddenly grins. I guess you're right. I even thought about it myself. I wondered, is Arcuate Brunstad really a vampire? She laughs. That's a relief. I thought this question would insult her, but thankfully she seems to have taken it as a joke. Yeah, You really don't look like a vampire at all. Archimedes laughs again. Oh boy. And shall we try? She says this, still smiling. Try, eh? Shall we see if I can really drink blood? If I could, can you give me a prize, Shiki? What? With that smile still on her face, she takes a step closer. Yeah, you want proof. Tap, tap. Her footsteps echo in the air. I know she's joking. Still, I can't move at all. What? Oh, wait. But I can't even finish. It's not her power, but me who stops. Closer. One step. Another step. Looking down bit by bit. I, not even able to lift a single finger, am transfixed by her lips. Shiki, you said I wasn't a full vampire, but... A sweet voice that seems to echo in the back of my head. Another step, and the footsteps stop. You know, drinking blood is very easy. I hear that voice right by my ear. Yo. Her body weight presses up against me. My throat freezes and I can't even speak. I can only feel her breath on my neck. It's hot like a burning fire. Art. I stop calling her name. My own will, I stop. Because I know if I call out her name, she'll pull away. Her breath is so close. Her white fingers on my shoulders are trembling. She's scared. My mind is blank and I'm not scared at all. But Arcuite is the only one shaking. I can't see her face. It's the swirling of her breath around my neck and the feel of her trembling body against mine. It changes from a weak breeze to heavy breathing. The fact that she's trembling and that she's scared is so... Ah, man. I know she's not gonna do it, but she's like... She's pretty much just showing him. Arcuite? It was supposed to be a joke. Her voice shakes. Fingers on my shoulders cease their trembling. Instead, they dig into my shoulders like a bird's talons. Oh god. Gah! A pained gasp escapes me. So, yeah, so her original intent was just to... But now, oh god. But her claws do not let up. They sink in as if not allowing me to escape. Ark, I'm sorry. I guess I joked around too much. I'm sorry, so can you let go? Fingers don't move. This isn't good. My mind screams in warning and I gather up all my strength. My arms move to push her away. Before that, pain shoots through my shoulders. My arms can't move at all. Her vice-like grip on my shoulders causes my arms to go numb. I can feel her breath grow even wilder against my neck. Maddening. Her teeth almost touch my neck. No. After the grip increases one more time from her white fingers, Arcuite flies back, practically screaming. Panting fills the air. Hard breathing echoes through the park. My ragged breathing, Arcuite's trembling breaths. Well, that was traumatic. Shiki. We're both involved. Her entire body shaking, she gasps as if to suck in the entire atmosphere as she stares in disbelief at her two hands. Her white fingertips are now dripping with my blood. Oh my god. The redness flows from her fingers to her palms and then along her arms. She dug so deep into his shoulders there's now blood all over her hands. She looks at it and she seems to be on the verge of collapse. Arcuite just now was... I call out to her. Looking up from the blood on her hands, she meets my gaze. Shiki. Yeah, I'm here. Just now was a joke, but it seems like it went a little far. I say that wanting to let this end just as a joke. But I guess it didn't work out. Shiki, I just... Her eyes lose sanity. Got very thirsty. Convulsions become deeper and even now she seems like she'll crumble to the ground. Please, go home, Shiki. Hey, Arcuite, just listen to her, bro. With that, she starts to run. She disappears fast. Poor Arcuite. Not like she ran before, but where she was taking me into account. With a speed I couldn't even match if I sprinted with all my strength, she vanishes into the night towards the city. What? He thinks I can just go back after seeing her like that? That idiot, where's she going when she's in that much pain? Oh no, are you gonna chase her? Can't just go back home. Even though I don't know where to find her, I start to run after her into town. I don't see her anywhere. The city is too big and it's nearly impossible for a single person to track her down when she leaves no trace behind. I'd be much more likely to find her if I predict where she's going to go rather than blindly searching. Then... Hold on, do I still have my note on my phone? Before, I thought this last part of the Seo Senpai referred to Roa, but I see now. Do I still have that note? Let me see. To find a dirty vampire, go to a dirty place. Okay. I know exactly where things are going now. Oh boy. I'll go to Arcueid's apartment. I don't know what's behind it all, but she was breathing so painfully. Rather than trying to hunt the dead, she might have just gone back to her room. I pressed the doorbell. Doesn't seem like anyone's coming out. Shit, she hasn't come back? No matter how many times I push the button, her door doesn't open. Did she not come back, or is she just not coming out? After hesitating, I decide to go inside. It'd be a simple thing to cut the lines on the door. But I should just check the knob first. Huh? It's not locked. Door opens simply with a turn. Arcueid, are you here? No response. Did she not lock it in the first place? There's no one around. Where does she think she's going in that condition? I slam my fist against the wall. Grr. What am I doing? If I have time to let it out on the wall, I have to go out and look for her. Okay, so... can't find her. Come to think of it, if she really intends not to be found, there's no chance of me finding her at all. She said we'd meet again tomorrow. All I can do in this situation is to trust her and wait for her tomorrow night. With a great uneasiness in my chest, I return to the mansion. This isn't gonna end up well. Go to a dirty place, so the commercial district or school. So why would the school be a dirty place? I guess the commercial district was the right choice. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna make a big cut here. So I didn't find Art, right? And right away I was like, the Seo Senpai thing said to find her, or to find the dirty vampire in a dirty place, whatever. So I'm like, I went through this whole part and I was like, okay, let me see if it ends up different here and I don't die, fine, we'll continue from that point. But he just said it here, this is the end, so I'll tell you, this is my lair now. So I actually forgot that detail, so I'm gonna go back to that choice to find her, to avoid this bad end. So I guess I'm just gonna come to the school, so I'll go there now.